right.
What you're doing, you're foolish.
That's right.
So I just want to get all that out the way. I'm a sinner like you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. From the same word.
Huh? I'm working hard because when I came in the nation, I promised Allah that I would make up for all the damage that I did to my own people.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And in honesty, the minister said, brother, it's okay to point out what the white man did, but don't point it out so much to where you don't want to take no responsibility.
That's right.
Because then you'll get in just the blame game.
That's right.
Good teaching, sir.
So you can't blame Caucasian people. By nature, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to conquer everything. If everything will allow them to.
Come on. Come on.
Straight up. Come on.
He said, but if you was in your original mind, he couldn't have conquered you.
No, sir. Not at all.
Good teaching. Go ahead, Mom.
So now that we got that out of the way, and you're going to allow a sinner like me to teach you,
Come on, sir. Teach on.
Come on,
then
brother.
beautiful.
That's right. It's scary.
He said, become a teacher.
That's right. That's right.
Teaching good. Because our people who have lost everything,
Come on, sir. Come on, sir.
you are dealing with a people who psychologically have become Frankenstein.
Come on. Teach on that, master.
Come on now.
And they've been in captivity so long that they can't break away from that which put them in the condition that they're in.
Come on. That's right.
So you have to be a skillful teacher
Come on. That's right. Teach this.
to get them to even follow you in your discourse.
That's right.
Come on.
So I don't want you to hear what I'm saying. Today I want you to see what I'm saying.
Come on, brother.
All right?
Yes, sir.
So my subject is, who is Jesus? And is that Jesus?
Good question. Good question.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, brother, when the Jesus question has really been answered, our people will wake up overnight.
That's what he said.
Wow.
Every Muslim, all 1 billion Muslims all over the world believe in Jesus.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Come on, make a plan.
Who told you we didn't?
Come on, set the record straight.
Oh, CNN.
Right. Fake news.
We didn't have CNN ever told the truth.
Come on.
Oh, NBC.
Uh-oh.
What do they see? Oh, CBS. You know CBS is in a mess. They never taught you right.
That's right.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, he who will not treat you right will not turn around and then teach you right.
That's right.
Sister, any man that abuse you ain't gonna teach you right. In fact, he don't want you to go and listen to nothing where he gonna lose his power over you.
That's right.
Even if you say, I'm gonna go back to school, he gonna say, for what? That's a dangerous man to have as a husband or a boyfriend.
Come on, brother.
Yes, sir.
He should be saying, beautiful.
Support, that's right.
How can I support you?
Huh.
That's right.
See? Or if it's a brother in the nation that met you in the street, but they never invited you to the meeting. Anyway,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
he done taught you Islam.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What I would like to do, I'm going to give you a briefing and a theology class. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said Jesus is the right man.
Yes, sir. That's right.
The Muslim world, we're not waiting on the return of Muhammad.
That's right.
Understand.
We're waiting on the return of God and the Christ
That's right.
with him.
Come on, sir. Make a plan, brother.
Not Muhammad.
That's right. That's right.
We believe that Jesus was a perfect reflection that God can be in man.
That's right. That's right.
Say that again, bro.
And do you know, brothers and sisters, you too can be a God.
That's right. That's right.
Now, wake us up.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Listen to me. I'm going to show it to you in scripture.
Yes, sir.
See, the problem is you've been going by your Bible.
That's right. That's what
By your Bible.
Great.
You need to go in it. Come on now. But if you got a slave mentality, you don't know how to read the book as a free man and woman.
Come on now.
Teach her that.
You read the book with a slave mind. That's what we got to destroy. I didn't realize I had a slave mind.
Great. Teach her.
So I'm doing to my people what the slave master did. I just wasn't using a whip. I was using drugs.
Come on. Hey. Come on. Think about it.
They both have the same effect.
Yes, sir. Come on.
My whip was cocaine. Bam. Where was I getting it from? White.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Crack.
We wasn't bringing it in the country. We didn't own no boat, no plane. We didn't even have a canoe.
Come on now.
Come on now.
This is why I don't like about some aspects of law enforcement that you can deal with the symptoms of how drugs got to us. But why can't you find the root?
Come on. In the mirror.
Because the root will lead you to the White House.
Come on now.
And to the FBI and the CIA. Now, really,
That's right.
Come on now.
you can have spider webs in your house and say, I got to get rid of these webs. No, you got to get rid of the spiders. You get rid of the web, wake up that day, spider, like, who's this?
Okay.
Put that web right back up there.
Yeah, right. That's right.
You got to get rid of what? The spider.
That's
Right.
That's right.
That's the part of justice I don't like.
Come on.
You could parade a poor black man or brown man who couldn't find a job, but he got to have a means of money. And we can arrest him, but we never arrest the source.
Never.
You can arrest a prostitute, but you won't arrest the John.
Something wrong with that.
You blame the prostitute for tapping into men's appetites.
Come on now.
Kill the appetite.
Come on
That's
now.
right. That's right.
That's right.
See, this is why in the Islamic world we don't play that.
That's
We
right.
cut your head off.
Immediately.
That's horrible. What's horrible with getting rid of a germ? So y'all with me, right?
Yes, sir.
Trying to fix this thing before we get rid of your boy.
Come on now.
We got to delete this image out of your soul.
That's right.
I don't have a problem if Jesus really looked like that. I really don't. I don't.
Yes, sir.
We've been following white folks for 400 years. My question, and as I meet with my pastor, I love meeting with my pastors. Now that I got my PowerPoint, I sat in front of them the other day and just, who is this?
Yeah.
Come on. Set them up.
And I said to one pastor, he admitted that's not Jesus. I said, yeah, but he is over your pulpit. If that's not him, why is this picture in your church?
Come on.
So I'm going to take you through a little quick something now. Let's go to scripture. Because he's most wanted, Jesus. But if you got the wrong idea of who Jesus is, the wrong concept, then you suffer from the white God syndrome.
Come on. Come on.
Because we are waiting on some benevolent Caucasian to save us when that's not God's way. According to scripture, every time a person or a people went into bondage, God always raised one from among those that was in bondage.
That's right.
Go look at your Bible and look at the history of slavery and oppressors. God hates oppressors. So he'll touch the woman. Some woman will be pregnant with a child who's born to get them out of slavery.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We are the only ethnic group that worship a deity that don't look like us racially. So, in the book of Revelation, book of what?
Revelation.
John the Revelator gave a description of him who's most wanted. Verses 14 and 15. Let's talk to us, John the Revelator, because we know a virus was downloaded into us. And what did he say? His head and his hair were white like wool. White like what? Wool. Stand up, brother. That's wool. Get in the picture.
That's right. That's right.
Boy, that's wool right there.
Right.
Well, I'm so glad you came, Jesus.
Good teacher, Brother Bishop. Good teacher.
He's a brother.
That's right.
Jesus was born in Arabia.
That's right.
That part of the world, people are dark.
That's right.
Like what?
Wool.
As white as snow. His hair ain't white.
No, sir.
But look at his eyes. And his eyes were what? Were as flames of fire. I don't see no red eyes.
Come on
But
now.
some of y'all, it's like you've been smoking weed. No. Walk the street and you see a black man, his eyes are so red you don't know whether to stop or proceed with caution. This is then he goes on and said, and his feet is like unto fine brass. Go get the color of brass, but as if they are burned in a furnace. I should demonstrate. I wish I had a piece of brass. And if you put heat anywhere near brass, it turns black as soot.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all with me now?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get to that virus.
Come on, Brother Bishop.
Because it's in you.
Yes, sir.
And the Christians sometimes say, well, it don't matter what color Jesus was. See, it don't matter until we start attacking your concept.
Right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they are burned in a furnace. And his voice as the sound of many waters. I am not going to try to persuade you. According to this description, does that fit?
No, sir.
I mean, look. You go to the post office, all-point bulletin. We're looking for a man whose hair is as white as snow and is like wool.
Yes, sir.
His feet is like fine brass burned in an oven. Would this be the man you look for?
No, sir.
That's all. Okay, good.
That's all I want.
That's all I want.
That's it.
I ain't got to do nothing else.
What's up, bro?
The question is, then who did this?
That's the question. Good
If
question.
Jesus said, you shall know the truth,
And,
and the truth shall set you free, then who is it that tell a lie? The devil.
Woo! All the time.
Then the devil is lying.
That's right. Come on.
Where did this concept come from? Europe.
That's right. That's right.
Who inserted that? King James.
Come on. Uh-oh.
Who is King James? When did God anoint him to take his words and give you his version?
That's right.
Because see, this is his version.
Come on. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see King James nowhere in the line of divine.
No way.
In fact, as a student, when I start studying King James, do you know King James was, can really be considered King, Queen Jameson? King James had a men's problem.
Teach that truth.
You have to be careful now, because you know,
Oh, yes, right.
people may say I'm homophobic.
Oh, there you
You know what? I'll say, okay, what does that mean?
Right. Good question.
if homophobic mean that I'm a straight heterosexual, then okay.
That's right. So good.
But I don't fear homosexuals. I just don't agree.
That's
There
right.
you go.
I don't fear, it's okay. I don't fear people who smoke. I don't agree with smoking. And the only thing I ask you, could you kindly put that out while we talking? But don't be blowing the damn smoke in my face.
That's real.
I ain't got no problem if you like laying down with men's. Go ahead. Do your thing. I just don't agree. That's it. Y'all all right with this?
Yes, sir.
Good teaching.
Now, the whole world, many in the Christian world, is waiting on the return of Jesus. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is saying, brother, the wickedly wise that's in high places, they know this teacher.
That's right. Focus it back.
The Nation of Islam is not liked by wickedly wise Caucasian people because they know we can see. Huh? So they know that Abraham was told his seed was going to go into bondage. All I want you to do is, Minister Farrakhan said, brother, when you pull out scripture,
Come on.
take it out, bring it over America, and you get a perfect fit. I just want you to just see parallels with me. I don't care if you don't never believe in the teachings of the Honorable. I'm not trying to convert you. I don't have no power to convert you. But dang it, you're in a theology class today.
Teach that
That's right.
Remember the promise of Abraham. Now let's go to it. I want to put pictures to this. Remember in Genesis 15, God was talking to Abram. And he said unto Abraham, know of surely that our seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. 400 years ago, was this a strange land?
Yes, sir.
Was it ours?
No, sir.
And guess what? It still ain't.
That's right. Still.
Go back and get the dictionaries from 1965 to 1975 and look at the definition of the word American.
Come on. Come on.
It clearly states
European.
those of European descent only.
That's right. That's right.
Why you think Trump is saying what he's saying? He's speaking a code language to white folks.
That's right.
And he don't care what you think. Keep America great. I like it, man.
I do
That
too.
dude is good for black unity.
Yes, he is.
Amen.
I
All right, let's look at this now. Let's make some comparisons. I'm trying to get to the soul of you,
Yes, sir. Come on, brother.
not what you've become. I got to get by that.
That's right.
And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. And they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for what?
400 years.
Did we serve them?
Yes, sir.
This is a black man being sold to white plantation.
Come on.
These are Christians.
Come on. Say that again, brother. That's what he said. Go ahead. That's right.
Okay. These are terrorists.
That's even better.
Yes, sir.
Come on, y'all, keep it real.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did they afflict us?
Yes, sir.
This young brother, 15 years old, what did he do
Come on.
to get burned alive? And they're laughing.
Yes, sir. Come on.
What do you call that? Terror.
Yes.
Who did it? They're all, most of them are Christians.
That's right. That's right.
Judges. Look.
Whew.
Which religion do the Klan belong to? Christianity, but you never hear them say Christian terrorists. I hate hypocrisy.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
This is a sister, a woman in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't have the whole picture, but they hung her and her children next to her.
That's right. That's right.
See, I feel that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes,
And when
sir.
somebody tell me, oh, just get over it.
That's what they say.
See, that make me want to bust you upside your head.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to just get over it.
That's right.
Because my scripture, my God tells me that somebody got to pay for this.
That's right. Woo.
My God tells me, as you have done.
Done. So shall it be done.
That's just my God
Yes,
talk.
sir. Go ahead.
So shall it what?
Be done.
My My God tell me you're going to reap
What you know.
what you've sown. It's my God. I don't know what your God said. That's why I know the Supreme Court ain't going to give me no justice. But my God. See, brother and sister, if you can't feel this, you're dead.
That's right.
Every year I got to look at the Jewish Holocaust
Hey, that's right.
and
That's right.
cry crocodile tears.
Come on.
But nobody want to look at ours.
Nobody. No.
They even gave you a month and you don't even look at this.
You know,
We in that month
that's
now.
what they say. That's what they say.
Thank you, white folks, for giving us a month.
Yeah, right.
Even though you gave us the shortest month of the year.
Okay.
To
Sad.
study a history that it would take all the libraries of the world just to have the books on us. Your history go back 76 trillion years. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all sure?
Yes, sir.
Because you're going to get a quiz at the end of this.
Yes, sir.
You ain't coming up in my classroom being no dummy.
Come on, Chief.
If you came dumb, you ain't going to leave dumb.
Yes, sir.
Huh? You going to leave here scratching your head.
Go ahead. That's right.
I ain't know about that Muslim stuff, but dang, what he taught, I can't. You know,
Real.
look at what Deuteronomy said. See, I say to the pastor, some of the, when you read in scriptures, some of it is prophetic.
Yes,
And
sir.
some of it is historical.
Come on. Come on.
Look in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7:4. For they will turn away thy sons from following me. Have we been turned away?
Yes, sir.
That they may serve other gods.
Come on.
Stop right there. When Caucasians came to Africa, did we have a religion?
Yes, sir.
Did we? Yes, sir. When we came to America, did somebody force us out of our religion and into theirs?
Yes, sir.
Then that happened to you. You're following other gods.
That's right.
Did they make all of the prophets look like the slave master?
Come on, sir.
Come on now. Everything that's white is good. Everything black is bad. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The good tooth fairy is white. Santa Claus is white.
Come on.
Huh? Mary had a little lamb. All them white. Right? Angel food cake is white.
Come on now.
Devil food cake is what? When actually in Africa it's reversed. Anything white represents evil. And black represents purity. Because black is not a color. Black is the essence from which all color comes from. Oh, I told you you're going to get taught today. Let's look at this. Did this happen to us?
Yes, sir.
Did they turn away their sons from following me, that they may serve other gods? But look at God. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you. Come on, right there. And destroy thee suddenly. This is what Minister Farrakhan keep warning America. He said, I keep warning you. The nation don't have no power. Ain't no Islamic country gonna hurt America. God have preserved America for himself. She's got to go the way Egypt went. She's got to go the way Rome went. How did God destroy those countries? Rain, snow, hail, and earthquake. Some on fire. Do you know there a nation, according to the Quran, that God froze all the people? Froze them to death. See, Trump ain't got no weapon against a hurricane. When God sent one, take this, Trump. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now I want to just kind of show you the mental condition we're in right now. Think about it for me. What was your mental stability when you was in the holds of ships before you met Caucasian people? Think about it. You might not even be able to pick it up because the virus is so in you, you done totally forgot. When you was in Africa, was Africa on your mind? We didn't know nothing about no America.
Get you good.
When you was in Africa, did you have your own names? What names you got now? Did you have your own language? What language do you have now? See, We call ourselves the original man. This is just a silhouette of some of what was on our mind.
Yes, sir.
And in our mind.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Africa was ours. Europe was for white folks.
That's right.
I'm going to teach on that, how they got to Europe one day.
Yes, sir.
You need to know that history.
Yes, sir.
The Shriners know.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, those people call themselves Shriners or Masons. You ever seen a white Masons? You know what they're practicing in private? Islam. But they won't tell you.
That's
And
right.
they call it the religion of the black man. Because we are the harem that was hit in the head. Many of our ancestors practiced Yoruba.
Yes, sir.
Many of them practiced Islam, animism. Animism meaning that we just believed in the spiritual world.
Understand.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Many of us had names like Kunta, Bakari, Naila, Kwame, Shabazz.
Come on.
We had our own culture of color, art, weaving, music, drums.
That's right.
We spoke our own language, Igbo, Swahili, Bagani, or Islam, or Arabic.
Yes, sir.
That's the language we had.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
This is us in our original state. Now, just remember that. Now, we came to America, it was strange land. Amongst the what? Strange people. They took 3 people and put us in chains. I want you to imagine our grandparents in the hull of ships.
I can't do it.
Brothers, we were warriors. They had us in the hull of the ship, chained. But they had you, sister, on top of the ship, raping you. It was the Dutch, the Portuguese, raping you. But the warriors, man, we couldn't get a loose.
That's right. That's right. Couldn't do nothing.
Can you imagine that kind of nightmaric experience? And it took 9 months to a year from the ship to get to the west coast of Africa to the Americas. That's why every hurricane that starts right outside the west coast of Africa and follow the path of the slave ship.
Yes,
Everyone,
that's right.
go check it out.
That's right.
Y'all all right?
It's real talk there.
All right,
It's
class,
real.
I'm going to have a quiz. Y'all better remember this. Me teaching you all this stuff. Sitting over here ain't learning.
Okay.
Wishing it was over. So
No.
he about to change me. You know, this is the process of brainwashing.
Yes, sir. Good brain.
Dirty as our mind is, we need to have it.
Come on now.
Wake us up.
Here is the germ of the virus. See, we got to get to who is Jesus. First of all, we got a description. We've been looking for it.
Yes, sir.
I think you kind of understand he got to kind of be like you. Remember our original state of consciousness. This is what he downloaded into us. He beat this into us for 400 years.
Yes, he did.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he did.
See, brothers and sisters, I'm going to teach the science of pain and hypnosis one day. See? If a person beats you and say something at the same time, that's called pain and hypnosis. If I beat you and say you ain't nothing, girl, you ain't gonna be nothing without me. And I keep doing that for days and years on a time. After a while, you go into a hypnotic trance and you start believing.
That's right.
Then when somebody come to deal with me, you start defending me.
Come on. Come on.
Pain and hypnosis. That's what a pimp do to a prostitute.
That's right.
Beat them and talk.
That's right.
Then deny them things. Make them totally depend on what? Them. Y'all all right? So what did he download? Christianity, Catholicism, atheist, Judaism. I ain't got a problem with Christianity, but I asked the pastor the other day, I said, show me where Jesus said he was a Christian.
That's right. That's
They
right.
can't do it. It's nowhere in the Bible. Because Jesus never gave the title of what he was doing.
That's right.
He just did it.
That's right.
That's right.
He just said, follow me. He said, no man gets to the Father but by my way.
Come on. Make it plain.
He didn't call it nothing.
No, sir.
It wasn't until they murdered him, then they named the religion after his title. At Antioch. His enemies gave Jesus' followers their name. Just like people want to call us the black Muslims. They ain't never what we called ourselves. To make us separate from the Muslims in the East, so when they come, we done took on another name.
Right.
We say we the nation of Islam.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
He downloaded his name, Johnson, Kunta, St. Toby. Y'all remember that movie?
Oh, yes, sir.
And they beat him until he said what? See, now you following me. But we never knew the psychological effects of that trauma. And even those of us that are Muslims, it's still in us too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Pain is still in you and you can't get over it. You can suppress it till somebody bother you.
Yep.
All of a sudden you lose. Nigga. Who the hell did you just become? I did that this morning. You're no longer Kunta. You're no longer Kwame. You're now Johnson. You're now Williams. I'm going to make you a Cole. You're Mason. I'm forcing English into you, Spanish into you, French into you. I'm going to put Christmas into you, Easter into you, and I'm going to make you into a monster. Called Halloween. Wow. I'm going to put a mask on you called Blood and Crip. That's a Halloween mask you wear. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Let me hurry up and get through this. Now, remember your original state?
Yes, sir.
Let's go back. Remember that? Yes, sir. Can we agree that this happened to us? Yes, sir. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Can we agree that this happened to us?
Yes, sir.
Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Come on now. Come on
Can we
now.
agree that this happened to us?
Come on now.
Remember that?
Visualization. Yes, sir.
What does this make you? Deaf.
Come on. Teach you that.
What does deaf mean? See, you hear that all the time. Deaf, dumb, and blind. Well, you ain't never looked up the word. Deaf. Partially or wholly lacking or deprived of the sense of hearing. Unable to hear. If you ain't talking Christianity, I don't want to hear nothing else. You block yourself from hearing any other truth. Refusing to listen, heed, or be persuaded. Unreasonable, unyielding, deaf to all advice.
Oh, my God.
We become deaf.
Yes, sir.
Dumb. Lacking intelligence or good judgment. Stupid. Dull-witted. Lacking the power of speech. Temporarily unable to speak. Refraining from any or much speech. Made, done, etc. without speech. Lacking some usual property, characteristics, etc. What are you lacking? That.
Yes, sir.
Remember that? That makes you deaf, dumb, and then this, blind. Blind, unable to see, lacking the sense of sight. Right. Unwilling or unable to perceive or understand. See, how can you perceive who you are when I've downloaded a virus into you? I made you believe you're a nigger, a negro, a coon. I made you believe your name is Johnson, your name is William. So when I come and tell you your name is not that, you fighting me. No, what you mean? I'm from Alabama. No, nigga, you from Africa. I ain't no African. See?
That's right. That's what they do. That's what they say. That's right. That's right.
Wake us up.
Not characterized or determined by reason or control. Not having or based on reason. Lacking all consciousness or awareness. You are in a blind stupor.
Come on. Blind stupor.
Now, Jesus got to come to a people who's messed up like
Ooh.
this.
Wow.
Go ahead. Come on, bust up, brothers.
I'm going to do my best.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Bust that foolishness up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because I'm the fool.
Come on. We all.
Once you're deaf, dumb, and blind, you're actually dead. So whoever saves us is involved in a process called the resurrection of the dead.
Come on. Feel that Jesus.
See? Not dead physically.
Come on.
You done buried your people over in Inglewood Cemetery. You put your mama in a casket, then put an iron casket on top of that, then put a ton of dirt, and you think she coming up, she gonna say, fool, you buried me. I can't get out of here. That's not the resurrection. You gotta understand there's two levels of death before physical death. One is called spiritual, one is called mental. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Remember this, I'm just refreshing you. I'm gonna turn you on to who's Jesus in a minute. Remember the Stockholm Syndrome?
Yes, sir.
Stockholm Syndrome. Check this out. Stockholm Syndrome appears when an abused victim develops a kind of respect and empathy toward their abuser. This came about because in Europe, there was a bank robbery, and people was held captive for 7 days in that bank. And this happened to them mentally just for being in captivity for 7 days. They came out of that with a mental order or mental disorder. Check this out. It was named after a bank robbery in Stockholm when a group of bank employees were held hostage and developed a strong sense of empathy towards their captors. Wow. When this traumatic event was over, they even defended their captors. You know, like Negroes defend white people. White people ain't even around to defend themselves.
Wow.
They defended their captors by not wanting to say anything that might endanger their captors' freedom. Some of us are like that. We don't want to say what's on our mind when we're around white folks, so we just suppress it.
That's right.
Because we don't want to make them angry. I don't give a damn about making them angry.
That's
In fact, I kind of like making them uncomfortable when I...
Bring them out.
And if I'm the truth and you're uncomfortable because you're going to hear the truth, then you just have to be uncomfortable.
That's right.
This usually happens because the victim sees the smallest act of decent behavior as an extracting event, which makes them see their captors as essentially good. All they got to do is do a little good, and you because you black, you always go for the good part.
Give them a bone.
That's your heart. This way, they leave aside all the negative behavior distinctions of their captors and focus on the positive ones. This syndrome is also called traumatic bonding or victim brainwash. Did that happen to us?
Yes, sir.
Now, if that happened to them for 7 days, what did 400 years make? This is just 7 days. Here's what happened in 400 years. Remember, the original man is broke off. And this virus, if you go look up the word germ, one of the definitions of germ is that entity which is capable of producing another human.
Come on.
This is what was produced: a Negro, a coon, a nigger. When the Nation of Islam starts saying what white folks do, who jump out there and try to defend them? Black people. I call them barbershop defenders. It ain't the white man, it's us. See, brother, I got it. You right, but how did we get this way? Well, we can't keep putting name on them. See, look at you defending your little white slave master. I remember at University of Tennessee, I went and did a lecture similar to this, and the white students didn't say that, and the black students got upset.
Yep.
So a black student stood up in the Q&A. Well, it sounds like the teaching hate to me. I said, don't tell me what it sounds like. Tell me what it is.
That's right.
Then I said, white student. I said, stand up, sir. What is your major? Religion and philosophy. Do you disagree with anything I said? Guess what the white student said? No, I do not.
That's right.
He said, I can't defend everything, but I can't say that I have a problem with nothing you said. He said, what I have a problem with, I think it may stir up hate in black people toward white folks. I said, we ain't never turned against y'all. But look at the difference. The black person got up to defend the white man. The white man wouldn't even defend himself.
That's right.
He ain't asked for no defense. He said, you're right. We F you all up.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, Mohammed. We did. We beat the hell out of you all.
That's right.
But our biggest fear is we kind of think that one day you all are going to turn.
And that's the fear. That's
I said,
right.
no, God's going to turn. We don't have no power to do nothing to y'all. That's why I'm thankful that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us not to carry no weapon.
That's right.
No member of the Nation of Islam can own a weapon. You get put out the nation.
That's right.
Now, Jesus talked about a man who was going to come from the east after this kind of person, after we were put in this condition. Remember this now. Y'all with me? Remember this. This is how we were.
Yes, sir.
This is what we became.
Come on, come on.
How we going to come out of it? Who's going to get us out of this condition?
Come on, give us the solution, brother.
Here's what Jesus said. Book of Matthew, for as lightly cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. This man, Master Father Muhammad, he came from the east. This is the man that taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
His mother was a Caucasian and his father was black because he had to be especially made for black people because we were following white images.
Come on, come on.
That's right. Huh? It says, for wheresoever the carcass is, it's Jesus talking. Because he could see America. And he knew that Abraham's seed had to be freed from bondage. Jesus knew he was too soon. So he's talking to his disciples. For wheresoever the carcass is, there the eagle will be gathered. What is the symbol of America?
Eagle.
Eagle. The Bible also has the symbol of Russia, has the symbol of Germany. I'll get to that at another time.
Yes, sir.
Then in the book of Luke, it says, and Jesus said unto him, this day is salvation come to this house. For as much as he is also is the son of
Abraham.
Because see, Abraham has a promise that his seed was going to go where? Talk back to me. In bondage. All right, strange land, right? And they was going to do what to him? Afflict him for how many years?
400 years.
For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which is what?
Lost.
We're lost. Look in our head.
Come on, come on.
This ain't how we came. But this is who we got to deal with.
Yes, sir.
I got to deal with the white man's Negro.
Come on, come on.
And I'm going to catch hell telling him who he is.
Ooh, yes.
I'm going to catch hell telling him they slick you into the wrong religion.
Come on, come on.
Now you can have that because you make it better by being in it.
That's right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. There you go.
Deuteronomy. God was talking to Moses, and he told Moses, when I find them, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brothers, like unto thee. He's talking to Moses. Well, if he's going to raise a man like Moses, there has to be a people in the condition like the children of Israel were in Egypt. Are we in that condition?
Yes, sir.
This man, even in Black History Month, they don't even talk about it.
Yes, sir.
Not one word. Don't mention it.
That.
This is Black History Month. They'll even let you even study Nat Turner for a minute.
Yeah.
And he put it on some white folks.
For a
Now,
minute.
if I were white people, I wouldn't let you read about Nat Turner. Because I don't want you to get that Nat Turner idea. That's why they attacked that movie when it came out.
That's right.
Y'all all right, family?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to raise one from among them. He raised him.
Come on.
Taught him for 3.5 years and he left.
Sir. That's right.
Then he turned the Honorable Elijah Muhammad back to this power.
Come on.
Had a germ in it and a virus. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to go to work on this. He first of all woke him up. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad became the first begotten of the dead.
Come on. That's right. They can play.
Nobody was teaching black until he started teaching.
That's right. That's right.
Like that.
That's right.
We was in America calling ourselves Negro. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said we the Asiatic black man.
That's right.
He's called, even by the nationalist community, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is called the father of black nationalism. James Brown didn't start singing about black until he ran into the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Then James Brown started saying what? Say it loud.
That's black and I'm proud.
I'm
Yes,
black
it
and I'm
is.
proud.
Right.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Started it.
Let's keep going. from the mind of the honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna show you something that's gonna help you. Out of his mind, he produced this man. Come on. So we can say, for unto us a child is born. Just think, all right? You ain't gotta believe. For unto us a son is given. Isaiah 7:14. Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin. A what?
Virgin.
Shall conceive and bear a son. And shall call his name Emmanuel. The word Emmanuel means God is with us. Okay, first of all, let's clear up some words. Because you got a wrong conceptual idea of the word virgin and conceive. Think with me now. How can you, brother, be a virgin? Man, got quiet. You can't even conceive it at all. Let me take it to this level. I know. How can one be a virgin spiritually? That's easier to handle. Yes, how can you be a virgin mentally? Let's look up the words. Virgin. A person who has never had sexual intercourse. That's what most of you think. An unmarried girl or woman. Ecclesiastical and unmarried religious woman, especially a saint. Virgin. Married. You might have thought about that. Informal. A person who is uninitiated, uninformed, or the like. Y'all follow me?
Yes, sir.
14. Not previously exploited, cultivated, tapped, or used. 15. Without experience of, not previously exposed to. A mind virgin to such sorrow. Come on. You have not been exposed to your history.
That's right.
You have not been exposed to what your original language is. We are a virgin people.
That's right.
You follow me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It ain't got nothing to do with sex. And this is why they don't teach you in theology school that many of what you read is a parable. So you got to understand the language. How can we become a virgin people? Here we are in America. We have not had a divine intercourse with who our real God is. I'm a virgin in the sense I don't know my name. I don't know my language. I have not ever ran into it. Conceive. Some of you think conceiving means to get pregnant. But conceive, to form a notion, opinion. 2, to form a notion or an idea or an imagine. See, here's a notion, here's a man imagining something. I imagine that this man gonna get you there. Let's go back. To hold as an opinion, to think, to experience a form, to conceive a great love for music, to express as a word, to become pregnant with, to beget.
Wow.
Did this man beget something?
Yes, sir.
For unto us, see, he beget this man.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So, conceive.
Yes, sir.
You with me?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son. Makes a little better sense now?
Yes, sir.
Let's think with those that he put this man, was thinking about this man because I put my mind in him.
That's right. Just like you got.
Y'all all right? Now, Jesus had a problem with the Jews. Who do Farrakhan have a problem with?
The Jews. Big time.
Jesus was not liked by the press. Who likes Farrakhan?
No,
Who don't like him?
That's right. All of them. None of them.
Look, if you ever meet the minister, it'll blow you away.
Yes, it is. Wow.
You'll be like, wait a minute. What they write about you?
Not.
Anybody that try to help black people get attacked.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Jesus was feared by the government of his day. That's right. Farrakhan is feared by the government. Do you know right now they're witch hunting They got pictures of Maxine Waters hugging Minister Farrakhan. Now she's getting attacked. The picture came out with Minister Farrakhan and Barack Obama embracing. Now the Jews is attacking Barack Obama.
That's right.
What has this man done to you?
Thank you. Thank
That you upset with a man with no weapons, no army.
Nothing.
All
Right.
he did was change my life.
Yes. 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 Yes.
This
Yes.
man.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Why do you fear this man? See, I'm looking at this man and I'm seeing there's a parallel between what Jesus went through and what the minister went through. I'm not telling you who to accept as your Jesus.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
just telling you who mine is.
Woo!
And I can show you the comparison.
Come on, that's right.
You get your preacher. Do the Jews got a problem with your preacher?
No. No.
Is the press writing negative thing about your
No.
preacher? Because he know your preacher ain't producing nothing.
That's right.
Your preacher is producing a people that they know they're going to always be in control of.
That's right. That's right.
They like compliance.
That's real talk. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Jesus, this is why he's in a fight with the Jews. Because he's telling the Jews, you have been lying. We got their records.
That's right. That's right.
They hate this book. It's 2 books, volume 1, 2, the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. Look at the argument that Jesus had with the Jews in John 8. I know that you are Abraham's seed, but you seek to kill me because my word have no place in you. I speak that which I have seen of my Father. You do that which you have seen of your father. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham.
Come on.
But now you seek to kill me, a man that has only just told you what?
The truth.
Which I heard from who?
God.
This did not Abraham?
That's right.
The minister is saying, look, sit me down with your top rabbis. They won't do it.
They know.
Y'all all right, brothers?
Yes, sir.
I'm almost done. Give me a couple of more. No, I'm going to take my time and hurry up.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing that got Jesus in trouble. Book of John, chapter 11. Remember, Martha and Mary was broken in spirit because Lazarus was dead.
Right. That's right.
There was no man. I'm going to build a picture here.
Come on, brother.
Martha went to Jesus. Look at this. Jesus said, well, before we get to that, if you read the whole chapter, in this chapter, Martha goes to Jesus because Lazarus was dead. She went to Jesus and said, him whom you love is dead. Jesus said, no. He's not dead. He's asleep. Remember that sleep? Downloads? Then he said, show me where they have laid him. In 1994, in Atlanta, Georgia, a group of very, very esteemed black women came to Minister Farrakhan in his hotel. They were saying to the minister, because at that time a black man was either being murdered or sent to prison. And black women was telling the minister, there's no more men. And when the minister heard that, he said, oh no, sister. We're going after the black man. And that's when the Million Man March was announced because of the pain of black women. Let's see if there's some similarities. Jesus said, take away the stone. How can you have a stone in your way? Remember that download?
Yes, sir.
It has become a stone.
Yes, sir.
You got somebody else's name. You in somebody else's language. You in somebody else's religion. Now you're hard on them. If it ain't by Jesus, which Jesus are you talking about? The black one or the white one? Yeah. See that? If you ain't a Christian and you ain't born again, see, you're a stone. Don't you mess with my Santa Claus, you're a stone. Don't you mess with my good tooth fairy. Stone. Don't you talk against America. Stone.
Stone crazy.
Martha, the sister of him that was dead, said unto the Lord, look at this. By this time he stinketh. For he hath been dead for what?
4 days.
Minister Farrakhan said that 4 days represent that 400 years. That's right. Jesus said unto her, said I not unto thee that if thou wouldest believe, you shouldest see the glory of God? Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. And I knew that thou hearest me always, because of the people which stand by. I said it, that they may believe that thou sent me. Now, he got to show people he's been sent. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. Or this call, black men, come to D.C.
That's right. That's right.
Remember, the Million Man March was on a Monday.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Not a Sabbath. And he that was dead came forth. Check this out. Bound hand and foot. With grave cloths. All of this have meaning. And his face was bound about with a napkin. How can one have a napkin over your eye? Because you're thinking from the premise of Christianity. You're thinking from the premise of a white man's name, a white man's religion, a white man's culture.
Come on.
Y'all all right? Grave cloth. See? Yeah. Preachers are called men and women of the cloth. So they've tied you to the cross like Jesus. God trying to get you down. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Your feet is tied, meaning he have restricted your motion. Huh? You become a rolling 60. Now you have put yourself in a situation where you can't even move off 60th Street. Your hands is tied. You won't do nothing for yourself. You won't build nothing, huh? So, but Jesus called you and you can't.
Woo!
Huh? Heard Farrakhan. So the scripture said, my sheep. My voice. Loose him and let him go. See, what do you mean loose him? See, he couldn't loose himself, so Jesus has commanded somebody else loose him. So Minister Farrakhan said, on a Monday, brother, I don't want you to go to work.
That's right.
I want you to step away from your job and come to D.C. Did we go?
Yes. 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 Yes.
98% of the men who showed up were Christians.
That's right.
We don't even have 1 million brothers in the nation. That's real. But here's a Muslim called Christian. Why did you come? It's something about that man.
Right.
Now, look at this. There are many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen things which Jesus did, believed him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees, the government, and told them what things Jesus had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we, meaning what do we do? For this man doeth many miracles. Look, in 95 to call 1 billion black men and 2 million showed up, that was a miracle.
That's right. That's
And
right.
we wasn't fighting.
That's right. That's right.
No, really, it was country niggas there. Was
Hey,
from the West.
come on now.
We came out of New York.
Come on.
I mean, you saw brothers from Alabama hugging brothers from New York. We was up in the trees, man.
Come on.
Brother would step on your toe. You know,
Come
man,
on.
it's okay, brother. Damn.
That's right.
It's okay.
That's right.
That was a beautiful day.
It
I don't
was.
care what your social status, what your
That's
religious
right.
status, we was embracing. They didn't like it. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees and the council and said, what do we do? If we let thus alone, meaning that man, all men will believe on him. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and what?
Nation.
Take away what? See, this is
Nation.
the mentality. They think they're going to lose their nation. How's Trump thinking today?
Okay.
Take back our country.
White men are saying we're going to lose what? Our country. Why? Because now they were immigrants. Now the original inhabitants is coming back. And they're calling them aliens. It's written in the scripture that your borders are going to be overran by the original inhabitants. See, white folks, as you have done.
Social.
This area is Mexico. Did you know that?
Yeah.
The white man have no right to call somebody an alien. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us in the nation, it's the 17 million with the 2 million Indians. The black and the brown, we family, man.
That's right.
We're family.
That's right.
I believe that God is going to give the Mexicans back this place, so I'm going to help them. I seen a house up in Malibu I want.
Okay.
This is theirs, brother. And you stop calling them aliens
Immigrants, yeah.
and calling them immigrants. You are a refugee.
That's right.
You have no right. Talking about the Mexicans is taking your job. You don't want them jobs.
Okay.
You don't want to pick Nam grape.
Thank you.
That's what I said, Nam.
And nothing, and anything else.
Now, remember,
Now,
what are they scared of? Losing their place and their nation. We are in an era where white men see that they're losing power.
That's right.
This scared the hell out of them.
Woo. Yes, it did.
Matthew 9. But when the multitude saw, they marveled and glorified God. That day was called "To God Be the Glory."
That's right.
Which had given such power unto me. I mean, the minister, man, he's a Muslim. Who was afraid of him? Who is this man?
J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover.
The FBI.
He was over what?
FBI.
Now look at what's happening with Trump. Satan casting out Satan. How then can his kingdom stand? Look at what God is doing. Now Trump is attacking. He's exposing them.
That's right. Yes. Yes, he is.
He's letting you know because he's arrogant. See, God has blinded him.
Very arrogant.
They've been spying on people
Yes, sir.
illegally.
That's right. That's right.
But Trump is in it. J. Edgar Hoover, go back and read about this man. Go into
right.
COINTELPRO. He feared the rise of a
Black Messiah. Yes, he did.
They always are looking what black man, a man of color, have the ability of uniting people. Farrakhan.
That's right.
Remember now,